Street Fighter 6. You guys want to talk Street Fighter 6? Let's have you talk Street Fighter 6.
Street Fighter's theme song? Or do they not even have a theme?
Okay, I'm so excited about this. So please allow me to provide some background for this.
Mm-hmm.
Street Fighter, legendary game. It essentially is the godfather of the fighting game genre.
Mm-hmm.
Street Fighter 1, forget about it. Don't even worry about it. It's like the first game introduces the characters. It's not the meta-defining one. Street Fighter 2, giant game in the arcades. It's the game whose glitches, like canceling normals into special moves, began to be integrated in all of the fighting games, one frame links, things like that. Street Fighter 2, legendary game.
Mm-hmm.
Street Fighter 3, even a more technical version of Street Fighter, but they took away some of the most famous characters and only had like 3 recurring ones, which was Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li, and Akuma. 4.
Mm-hmm.
So it flopped because of that, because it was like a new generation of fighters. Flopped. Street Fighter 4 revived the series, brought all the classics back. People loved it. So pattern.
Nice.
The pattern is flop, success, flop, success. Street Fighter 5 is the worst video game of all time.
Ever?
Why?
Tell everyone why.
I'll tell you why. So Street Fighter 4 it revived the genre. It not only revived Street Fighter, it revived all fighting games.
Mm-hmm.
Evolution World Championship Series is like the finals for all fighting games.
Mm-hmm.
And back before the world was COVID hell, the first Street Fighter 5 tournament drew 5,000 people. 5,000 people competing in a live tournament. An open registered tournament. I think it was like the largest tournament in history. Okay, so that's how much of the interest was. When Street Fighter 5 launches, it didn't have a single player mode.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
You can only play 2-player?
You can only play against the computer or online.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only thing you can do. It had no story. It had no anything. They launched like the single player story like 4 months later. It's horrible.
Did they do it last minute?
Last minute,
yeah,
horrible.
It was last minute, but you got a limited edition Ryu figurine with it.
Who cares?
Okay. I thought it was cool.
The online is terrible to play.
Okay.
Terrible. And like the point system is lazy. The graphics are ugly. So Street Fighter 3, viewership, everything down. Street Fighter 4, like legendary peak. It was like the number 1 esports for like fighting games.
Mm-hmm.
Street Fighter 5, abysmal flop failure. It still built off all the infrastructure of 4, but no one cares for it. In comes Street Fighter 6.
It's
okay.
So theoretically, we should be back on the on the upswing.
So theoretically, we should be on the upswing because it looks good. It's like a 10-second trailer. Pathetic, but it looks good.
But they're releasing, if you read the articles, it's the 35th anniversary of Street Fighter, and they're releasing like all-time favorites.
That's another game.
It's another game, but they're releasing it at the same time. So you're gonna play 10 all-time favorite games that they released before. Yeah, it's right there.
But here's the thing about Capcom. So Capcom was doing Capcom's the publishing company for this. Capcom was doing super bad.
Yeah.
But Capcom is actually one of the companies that has had massive success with remakes because it's remade like cult classic games like Resident Evil, which people effing love. It's remade Devil May Cry, which people love.
Yep.
And now they're gonna add like another mainline entry in Street Fighter 6.
And you have good feelings about this one.
Okay, so in the fighting game community, it used to be considered that Capcom games led. They led the way because they're like the more original. They're easier to follow than let's say like Tekken or like Marvel, where it's a bunch of stuff happening on the screen, right?
I still have Marvel vs. Capcom.
It's a great game.
That one is really good.
It's a great game. So I feel good because they didn't show like atrocious gameplay footage like how they did in Street Fighter 5. However, they didn't show any footage at all.
Well, this is a teaser, so you'll probably get a trailer later on down the line.
They market this as a trailer.
No, it's a teaser trailer.
This is editorialized by Polygon, right?
Okay.
I was watching the World Finals and they were like, the trailer's coming, and it's a trailer for a trailer. It's a teaser. Like, you are right, but like the way they are proclaiming it.
Yes.
The only way this will succeed, this game is if, number one, it gets released with all the full features that any freaking $60 plus game should have in the beginning. And number two, the most important thing of all, it has to have good netcode. Because fighting games are games of mathematics. It's like this move comes out at 3 frames, this move comes out at 4 frames. If we both press the button at the exact frame, this move should win 100% of the time. Online lag prohibits things like this, and it prohibits people from playing optimal gaming.
Yeah.
And like no video game needs precise inputs more than fighting games.
That's true, because like Dragon Ball Z Fighters, that one you can play online and there's a lot of lag. Like I remember I was playing it before and like legit I was playing as I think Goku Super S, like his form with the pink
Super Saiyan.
No, it's like
Goku Rose.
No, it's like the pink haired one.
Goku Black.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I called him Super S. Super S is like a different form. But yeah, I was playing him and like I was about to win, but there was a stupid lag and I lost.
So theoretically, it's not the best fighter that wins, it's whoever has the best computer.
Yeah.
The best netcode.
Okay.
Because the whole point of playing fighting game, people like to play against other people. Because the computers have a pattern, you learn the pattern, you cheese them for life. So the only thing that matters is playing people. If you have input lag, it will be a bad game. 100%. 100%. So much lies upon this. And this game is like no other gaming genre has a game like Street Fighter, in the sense where like if Street Fighter succeeds, everything else succeeds within
That's
the
true.
genre.
Can you give me an example?
Mortal Kombat.
I'm saying, do you think of them as like on the same plane, Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter?
They're the same genre, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And usually when Street Fighter, like if Street Fighter succeeds, people that attend Street Fighter tournaments, they're in the same tournament. There's like Mortal Kombat, there's Tekken, there's these things. Most people attend Super Smash Brothers and Street Fighter. The problem with Super Smash Brothers is that it's owned by Nintendo, and Nintendo is like one of the most litigious companies
Yes, they are.
in the history of the world.
Yeah.
So they hate people playing their games without them making some money out of it. Capcom, on the other hand, doesn't care. So that's why, in a way, it's so important. And also, it's like the classic historical like game. So it's a big deal because like for like 8 years, Capcom fans, of which I am one, Street Fighter 4 is like one of my top 3 favorite games of all time. And I've just felt like 8 years in a rut where like everyone's making fun of us. It's like, lol, they haven't fixed the netcode. Wow, they added that character. No one cares. It's like we're the butt of the joke.
You're looking to make a comeback this year.
Dude, this could change everything. Because I think, by the way, I play so many video games. I've played a lot of video games competitively too.
Do you feel that vibration?
Nothing's been harder than fighting games. Nothing comes close. And nothing as rewarding as fighting games. And I think out of every single video game in existence, the one that is the closest to an Olympic sport is 100% Street Fighter, because the whole world plays it. There's good competition in Spain, in Brazil, in the Dominican Republic. A world champion was from the Dominican Republic.
That's awesome.
That's incredible.
Yes.
There's a millionaire in the Dominican Republic because he's good at Street Fighter. In Puerto Rico, they're really good at too. And like the last big tournament, a friend of mine won it.
That's
no
awesome.
way.
I've known him like for decades. He's the tournament organizer in Puerto Rico. He just beat the #1 player in the world.
No way.
In the
That's
finals.
so cool.
I swear to God, Ricardo Roman. Shout outs to you. Love you, dude. So this is the chance again for these games to enter into the limelight. I'm sorry I geeked out of this too much, but like,
no, it's really cool because like I didn't know a lot about it. I played Street Fighter growing up.
this is a beautiful game.
So what do they need to do to come back better this one than from 5?
Again,
Besides netcode.
number one thing is netcode. The netcode has to be good. The game has to be pretty because Capcom has published like 3 turds in a row.
They have.
Like 3 ugly, bad performing. Like Capcom Fighting Division is like, it went from like the most prestigious one to literally the joke.
Mm-hmm.
The joke.
Dane doesn't want to be the joke of
I don't.
butt of the joke anymore.
No, because it's a beautiful game. And like I'm telling you, like when you watch the thing about Street Fighter 4 that was beautiful is that a lot of people play Ryu. Ryu's the main character, right? I could tell who was playing the character without seeing names on the screen. Just by playstyles. Because the game was so in depth that different players would abuse different parts of the game to their personality. Street Fighter 5 is like, this is the good button, I press the good button wins, and it's everyone doing the same thing, and it's boring as hell. And it's in the attempt, like, you know, some movies go woke because they want to appease more people.
Yep.
The video game equivalent is they make things easier so more people can play.
Yeah, that's a big contention with critics is they're always like, the games are too hard.
But it's a lie because no one joins. Fighting game players want it. They want the difficulty. They want to be the guy that's like, I can do the XYZ, whatever.
That's one of the funniest things about the industry is watching like the professional critics, like the game's too hard. Why isn't there an easy mode?
Like, if you're a skater, imagine if they came up with a skateboard that's like, actually, it does an ollie for you.
Yeah, yep.
No,
It defeats the purpose of it.
It defeats the purpose. It's like, I, in my friend groups, am the one that can do this, you know?
Yes, exactly.
And then I can teach my friends, and that's the beauty about the game. The beauty about the game is learning and progressing with your characters.
Yep.
In Street Fighter 5, I knew all of my high-level stuff within a week.
Okay.
In Street Fighter 4, I played that game for a decade. I mastered none. No
so
character.
what you're saying is we need more difficulty in this one too.
we kind of do.
It needs to have easy characters, middle lane characters, hard characters. One for everyone. Ryu should be easy because people want to play Ryu. But it should have a difficulty for the person that wants to explore the game deeply. And it's these nuances that draw people in.
And doesn't that theoretically making it more difficult to master keeps people around longer?
Easy to play, hard to master.
Yes.
That's trading card games, shooters, everything has that, and it's built upon that.
Yeah. Easy to play, hard to master.
Right.
Perfect.
So super iconic game. I really Capcom, I know you're not listening, but
that would be
I
cool.
wish like they. Okay, I went to the Nintendo store in Shibuya, like that famous mall in Shibuya, and I went to their Nintendo store and I bought like a bunch of Capcom stuff. And I'm so sad because it's all in California. I have like a little Ryu Zoom Zoom. Like this game, I really hope it does well.
it's a beautiful game.
But like, you remember we were watching that trailer and you said, "Who's that Jake Paul looking guy?"
I know his
name is Luke.
I know who he is. Yeah, but
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I hope they don't make like trashy new characters because like I know Mortal Kombat will do that. Sometimes they'll make like trashy new characters.
they all do. They gotta, and like they get sillier with time, but it's fine.
Well, this one looks really weird. He looks really weird in my opinion.
He's apparently the new protagonist.
Really? Why? I don't want that. I don't want that side swoop hair.
Well,
I don't want it.
Send an angry letter.
I don't want to.
Okay, well,
You can't complain. If you don't want to send your angry letter, then you can't
I'm
complain.
not that aggressive. I'm passive aggressive.
Dane's Dane looks nervous. He wants it to come out good.
Street Fighter 4 was my favorite, like, if not the number one, then my number 2 favorite game of all time. Like, I used to, with Mono, the guy that won, I used to help him volunteer and organize tournaments for not a cent. Literally for, like, the love of the game. The love of the game. I used to take hot dogs in my car, drive 45 minutes to the tournaments from his place, bring him, help him sell them for $1, help him do entries. And now the guy's a tournament organizer that was the other day in Puerto Rican news because he has a deal with the government. So it's like, for me, it's like I'm seeing my friends like succeed in this and like they're building their lives off this.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, imagine doing all that and dedicating your life for this series, and this fandom cannot handle another flop. They cannot.
Street Fighter fandom's actually pretty healthy.
It's not. It is
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Miracle wasn't joking. Dane's correcting her.
No, but it's funny because like to
so
me,
mean.
It feels like it's a little bit healthier because like Hazbin Hotel, the Owl House like fandom, dude, it went down the shitter quick.
I mean, the good thing about fighting games is that no one cares what race, sex you are. Everyone cares if you are good.
Yeah.
Meritocracy.
Yeah, because those games are hard. I feel like in most games, so if you play a shooter with a professional player, you might kill him one time in like a day. If you play a whole day for him, you'll probably kill him once. Like boom, you shoot it, lucky shot, boom. If you play the best Street Fighter player in the world and you're a novice and you play him all day, you will not win a single game. A single one you will not win.
That's awesome.
I'm telling you. You might not beat me, intermediate to low level intermediate player, a single game. That's how big like the skill barrier is in this game.
Yeah, the deficit between
gigantic.
What kind of gamer are you?
What do you mean?
Like what style?
Defensive.
That's fun. What about you, Brett?
I don't play modern games. Everything I play is old school.
Okay.
I like defensive and control always.
I just go aggressive and then defensive.
That sounds like Miracle. Aggressive off the bat.
Right.
All right.
Off the bat.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. All right. Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.
Bye.